Hi, this is Scott with eTrailer, and today we're going to be taking a look at and installing our eTrailer Class 3 hitch for our 2019 Ford Transit T250. If you ever plan on doing any kind of towing with your Ford Transit, this hitch here is going to be a good option for you. It's going to have a gross trailer weight rating of 6,000 pounds and a tongue weight rating of 900 pounds. That's the weight of pushing down on this part of your receiver. This hitch is going to be able to handle any kind of trailer you need to be pulling with it. It's going to have a nice looking flat black powder coat finish on it, and it's tucked in behind your bumper real good, so it's not going to be getting your leg or anything when you walk around it. You're going to have a solid place to put your safety chains. You can use your either S style or your clevis hook style here. So that's going to keep your trailer, whatever you're pulling behind you, good and safe with your safety chains. You're going to have a 5/8 pin opening here, and that's going to hold in any of your accessories that you have in. It does not come with your pin, so you may have to pick one up at eTrailer. And there is an optional locking pin you can get for these, and that's a really good option if you don't want anybody taking any accessories that you have on off of the back of your vehicle. As far as measurements go, from the pin to the outer edge of your bumper, you're looking at right around 4.5 inches there, and that's the measurement you're going to want to need to know if you have any kind of folding bike carrier or anything like that that comes out the back, and that'll just let you know if you have enough room to fold it up and not make contact with the back of your vehicle. As far as the measurement from the top of the tube to the ground, you're looking at right about 14 inches. With that measurement, it's going to let you know if you need any rise in the shank of like your bike carrier or anything like that. As far as installation goes for this hitch, it's really straightforward. You are going to have to use some self-tapping bolts to tap in a couple of the bolt holes. Other than that, it's just really straight up and bolted in place. There's no drilling, there's no cutting or anything like that. So if it's something you want to get done, you can stick around and watch our video. Or if something you'd rather have someone else do, you can take a look at our dealer locator and they can get something done for you locally. To start our hitch installation, we're going to need to get this loop out of the way here. So we're just going to take a 15mm socket and get this thing backed off and out of the way. On our frame is going to be some holes here that are not threaded. So in our kit, we're going to have self-tapping bolts, and we're just going to get them started in the hole. And you want to keep it perpendicular with the frame and just get a couple threads started just to get it in place. Once we get the self-tapper started a couple threads, we're just going to take either a ratchet or a breaker bar and just kind of start cranking them in. Just go slow. Make sure you're keeping your bolt as straight as possible, perpendicular to the frame. And you're going to want to do this with all of them. Just take your time and try and keep it as straight as possible, and it'll tap its way in there for you. If you're having issues with it, you can always get a tap and run a tap through it, but usually your self-tapping bolts will get it done for you. Now that we have our bolt holes threaded here, we pulled our bolts back out. Now we need to get our hardware in the back here. We'll run our fish wire through, and we'll take our spacer plate and run it onto our fish wire. And we'll take our carriage bolt and thread that onto our fish wire. Now we can pull that through our frame here. Just pull it through and down. Now you can remove your fish wire. Just be careful when you're putting the hitch in place that you don't pop it back up in. But if you do, you can easily put your hand up in there and get your bolt back in place. Now with an extra set of hands, we can get our hitch put in place. Just go ahead and run it on to our carriage bolt in the rear and get our nuts started. Now with all of our bolts snugged down, we'll go ahead and come back through with our torque wrench and get them down to the torque specifications listed in our instruction manual. If you don't have a torque wrench, you can also look them up here at eTrailer and we can get you set up with one. Now, once you have everything all torqued down and everything how it's supposed to be and all centered up, we're going to go ahead and get our wiring installed. But if you don't have wiring installed, that's going to do it for the installation. And that was a look at our eTrailer Class 3 hitch for our 2019 Ford Transit T250.